Hey there, Ryoko here. As usual, we have a real mixed bag for this episode. Some stuff old and a new one. I'll say this now, I'm not into sports or anime about sports, so let's see how this plays out. Is that a lame sports pun? Any viewers that stumble into my channel and tend to come with only criticism may come out with third-degree burns. Viewer discretion is advised. Now let's get started, shall we? Cowboy Bebop plushie, Ein, 3 inches by 4 inches by 10 inches, or 7.6 centimeters by 10.2 centimeters by 25.4 centimeters. Cowboy Bebop was created by an animation team, director Shinichiro Watanabe, screenwriter Keiko Nobumoto, character designer Toshihiro Kawamoto, mechanical designer Kimitoshi Yamane, and composer Yoko Kanno. Cowboy Bebop is that awesome sci-fi show about 2 bounty hunters, just like any other sci-fi show. One of the first members of the Bebop ship, Spike Spiegel, is the skilled martial arts fighter who also used to be an ex-hitman for a gang. His bounty hunter partner is Jet Black. He's in charge of flying the Bebop, has a synthetic arm, a vast amount of bonsai trees considering how hard it is to take care of them, and cooks the meager amount of food they have on the ship. Jet also used to be a cop. I don't know exactly how they met and became bounty hunters, but if it's not broke, don't test it out. Ein is the scientifically experimented Corgi who was the target of a bounty Spike was hunting. After successfully capturing the bounty with the help of Ein, Spike successfully adopts the dog, and Jet happily keeps Ein. Ein continues to be part of the Bebop crew and helps with jobs from time to time, without anyone in the crew knowing how smart he really is. It's fun, and I always love seeing Ein on screen. Don't look at me like that, you're biased towards him too. I picked a plushie, so you know an Ein plushie when you see it. Most importantly, you'll have an Ein to hug and keep a lookout for viruses on your laptop when you're away. Much more fun than a keychain. Next up is a cat I never knew existed when I was a kid. Considering the show and the cat, I have a feeling I didn't miss much. Rude. Sailor Moon plushie, Artemis, 6 inches or 15.24 centimeters. Sailor Moon was created by Naruto Takeuchi, an original anime adaptation from 1992 to 1997 by Toei Animation. Sailor Moon Crystal is a reboot from 2014 to 16, which was the more plot-focused and faithful to the manga. It's still as confusing as a 90s anime, though. Basically, a middle schooler named Usagi Tsukino meets a black cat with a crescent mark on her head named Luna. Luna bestows magical powers upon Usagi, transforming her into Sailor Moon. Usagi finds the other sailor soldiers, whose mission is to find and protect the powerful, legendary Silver Crystal. One night, the sailor soldiers were trapped by the Dark Kingdom, who are trying to get the Silver Crystal and use its energy to destroy the world. The sailor soldiers are saved by the hero, Sailor V, who turns out to be Sailor Venus, the last Sailor Guardian. Although she had her sailor powers long before Usagi became Sailor Moon, so Sailor Venus was technically the first Sailor Guardian. Anyway, Sailor Venus also has a crescent mark on her head, like Luna, instead of a tiara like the other sailor soldiers. This causes everyone to think she's the Moon Princess, Princess Serenity, who the sailor soldiers must also find in order to help the Moon Kingdom against the forces of the Dark Kingdom. If you watch the Sailor Moon Crystal anime, anyone with eyes and paying attention can obviously see that that's not the case. Sailor Venus worked alone before the sailor soldiers were formed, and waited until they all came together, only working with them when she needed to. She develops a lone wolf personality and is only used to working with her own guardian cat, Artemis. I didn't see him much in either anime, but from what I read, his personality is somewhat lazy and acts like a doting father towards Sailor Venus. Artemis isn't notable in Sailor Moon Crystal, but he has enough sense to properly guide Sailor Venus, who ignores him anyway. Sailor Venus and Artemis are the only ones who fully remember what the Moon Kingdom is like and what exactly happened. They know what's the deal with there being 4 Dark Kings. Actually, any fanfic writer could figure that out. They know where the Crystal and Real Princess is, but that's pretty obvious. And they also know, tell us if they're a couple or not. Oh, Luna and Artemis? I don't want to give any spoilers, but duh. That being said, you can get both Luna and Artemis and make it a couple set. Next up is a product that I surprisingly like. Naruto Frog Coin Bag, 5 cm by 10 cm or 2 inches by 3.9 inches. The original Naruto series and its following series, Naruto Shippuden, were both created by Masashi Kishimoto from 2002 to 2017, produced by Pirate. Naruto Uzumaki is a young genin, a ninja student in one of the major ninja villages called the Hidden Leaf Village. From birth, Naruto had a demon, nine-tailed fox, sealed inside him in order to protect the village from being destroyed. This caused the other villagers to ostracize Naruto for some reason, so Naruto grew up as a lonely orphan not liked by the other students. This frog coin bag is owned by Naruto, which is commonly shown to be empty due to circumstances. At least he always has just enough to eat ramen every day. I think the shows are okay, but I love this coin bag. It looks cool and practical. I don't even like frogs, and yet the design is appealing for someone like me. Plus, if the bag ever becomes empty, you can turn it inside out and it becomes a long tongue, a reminder to feed the frog with lots of coin. Next is a sort of repeat problem I had in a previous episode, and for the same show due to the dub version not being aired yet. Demon Slayer figure Gyo Tomioka, 6.3 inches or 16 centimeters. Demon Slayer is an interesting anime that has been airing from 2019 by Ufotable. The series was created by Kiyoharu Kotoge. Tanjiro lived in olden Japan as a normal villager. However, while he was away, a demon killed his whole family. Tanjiro's sister Nezuko barely survived, but in the end, turned into a demon and nearly ate Tanjiro. Nezuko was stopped by a demon slayer who didn't make it to save Tanjiro's family. Gyo Tomioka was set to kill Nezuko, but Tanjiro believed so much that he could save Nezuko that he almost got killed. He was able to stall Gyo's attacks, but Tanjiro ended up near and vulnerable next to Nezuko. Surprisingly, Nezuko doesn't eat him, but actually protects Tanjiro when Gyo knocks him out just to get him out of the way. When Tanjiro came to, Nezuko was wearing a mouth guard, and Gyo gave him the location of his teacher. Gyo knows Tanjiro wants to find a way to make Nezuko human again, and the only way to do that is become a demon slayer. We don't see Gyo after this for some time, not until Tanjiro and his fellow demon slayers fight the spider demons. Much later in the season, which the dub hasn't shown him fight yet. Gyo is as you see him, distant, collected, and reserved. He's a really important and high-ranking demon slayer, so I can't wait to see what the water-breathing technique can really do. This figure features Gyo with his trademark asymmetrical coat. This has a story, which I won't tell, but I can say there's a reason for the style, and it speaks to Gyo's nature. Next is a show I was apprehensive of watching, but turns out to be really good and entertaining. Hyekyo mug, 3 inches by 3 inches by 3.75 inches, or 7.62 centimeters by 7.62 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. It is a 16-ounce cup. Hyekyo is a volleyball anime that has been airing since 2014. It was created by Haruichi Furudate and produced by Production IG. Sports anime tend to be boring, more interesting than watching actual sports, but in terms of anime in general, it tends to be dull. I think it's due to putting too much emphasis on the sports and not enough on interesting character development. Hyekyo starts when an elementary kid just happened to catch a volleyball game on TV. Shoyo Hinata. watches this game and immediately becomes a fan of volleyball, and his high school idol, the tiny giant, Hinata's idol, was short like him, but he was still able to jump very high and spike the ball. Hinata trained for years, but was only able to play a real game for one time only while he was in middle school. Hinata was only able to gather some friends to have 6 players, but none were real volleyball players. Hinata tried his best to make up for it with his speed, energy, and agility. Everyone was impressed with his high jump, but his team still lost against a good and experienced team. On the way, he picked up a rival, Tobio Kageyama, who was called the king of the court, well, because he's such a commanding jerk. One of the solo snob players. In high school, Hinata and Kageyama end up in the same high school and volleyball team. Now they not only must work together as a team and work on their bitter rivalry, but also Kageyama's lack of teamwork and Hinata's handle on the game due to being so new to the sport. I really don't think the show is boring or even tolerable. It's actually entertaining. I don't really watch for the volleyball parts. They've explained the sport quite well. I mainly watch for the team dynamics and the fun comedy. It really reminds me of when I first watched Ouran High School Host Club, and I enjoyed it for the exact same reasons. The show really is comical and features a wide variety of characters. I was honestly surprised, so now it's the only sports anime I watch. This month features the whole volleyball team, and since I'm a fan now, it's in my style. The colors aren't too bad either. The orange and black are the volleyball colors, and as far as I know, the school colors. I think all high school sports share the same colors as their school colors. Just different designs on their jerseys per club. I don't know. I always avoid sports, dances, raffles, and rallies. I had anime to watch. Well, that ends the episode. I had a decent time overall this episode. It would have been great if it wasn't for some shows, but what can you do? Gee, I wonder if she's talking about Sailor Moon. Or maybe it's a vague reference to some sports anime. I bet that means she just doesn't have good taste in good quality sports or anime. Ah! I warned you. Since you like free so much, maybe that'll help you find the nearest swimming pool. I also hope you guys liked the product selected this time around. I know I did. I also hope you liked the new viewer joke. I got it from reading online webcomics, and it had readers become part of the story. The viewers will help move the episode along and bring the best jokes. Mainly, I would like to use it as a way to answer questions or address problems that you may have for the show. I don't actually want to set my angry fans on fire. I appreciate all of you who are watching, and I know you'll share the fan love.